Hi everybody, Ron Placone here, and here's another Hangout edition of Media Bites, and doing something a little different this time. I want to talk about a summer reading project that I'm going to get off the ground here, and also kind of extend the invite for you to participate if you'd like to. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing, and that's why I wanted to do kind of a different type of video today. So first of all, first I'll kind of explain what the project is, and then why I want to do it, and why I want to invite you guys to participate, and then finally how it sort of relates to media and media bites and that sort of thing. First of all, I always like to have a theme when I do summer reading, and it's always a really loose thing. Like one summer, it was just Renaissance literature. The other summer, like there was one time I did beat literature, which that was a fun one because I just read like Kerouac and Bukowski, and it was great summer reading. And at the time, I was like 20, so I was drinking a lot. So I thought, oh, I would just get drunk and be like, I'm being poetic, and this is intellectual. No, it wasn't. I wasn't doing anything of substance. I did not get the bigger picture at the time, but I thought I was cool or whatever. So that was a fun one. This theme is going to be a little different. At least this is one of the heavier ones that I've picked in recent years. But I would invite you to join me in this endeavor, and this was inspired by a friend of mine named Ben Sawyer, who is a comedian and history professor, and we were having this discussion at a party over the weekend, and he kind of inspired me to try this idea. So my summer reading project is I'm going to take 3 books. The first book is Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith, which I've always read bits and pieces of. I've always read a lot of secondhand interpretations of it, of critiques of it, but I've never just sat down and read that book in its entirety. And that's something I should have done a long time ago, but I'm finally going to do that. The second book is Das Kapital by Karl Marx. I'm going to at least do Volume 1, which I've read before, so I'll be rereading that one. But I definitely want to do Volume 1, possibly Volume 2 and 3. We'll see how it goes. The third book I'm going to incorporate into all this, and this book I'm not going to read cover to cover either, is the Bible. And full disclaimer, I'm not a religious person. I don't really practice anything, so I'm not coming at the Bible from any bias or anything like that. I'm just reading it as a text, and I'm trying to find commonalities in between these 3 texts. And I thought it'd be really fun if maybe some of you guys would want to join me in this endeavor. If you do, feel free to message me or feel free to email me. ronplacone.com is my website. It's really easy to get a hold of me because I thought it'd be really neat to try to make this a community thing here on the channel. If you would want to do a Google Hangout and we could talk about it, that'd be really neat. Or just, stay on the comment section. That's fine too. But I thought it'd be kind of neat and a different thing to sort of open it up. And how does this relate to media? Well, one of the things that these 3 books have in common, I think, is, and my friend kind of said this as well, is that they're always the books you hear about secondhand so often of the time. So many times you hear about somebody referencing Das Kapital, you hear about someone referencing Wealth of Nations, you hear about someone referencing the Bible, but it's not as common to just hit the primary source itself. And that's kind of what media is in a lot of ways. Like media, we count on these secondhand messages, these secondhand perceptions to frame our perspective on the world because we're beings limited by time and space. We rely on these secondhand messages, and that's just part of the imperfection of media as a concept. So I thought it'd be kind of cool, find some books that have that in common and then just go straight to them and focus just on them. And another thing is, one of the commonalities that my friend pointed out is that this is sort of one of the common themes you'll see is don't consolidate power too much. And that's one of the problems I see in media is that the power is consolidated too much. There's too much media owned by one small corporate elite entity. So I see those kind of connections there, and I'll be coming at it from that lens. So yeah, if you'd like to join in this endeavor, please let me know. It'd be really cool to have people on board. My cat will not be joining us. She's not. But yeah, I know it's kind of weird to bring up something like a summer reading project on a YouTube channel, but I've wanted to find different ways to engage in this channel more, and I wanted to find different ways to not just be doing news-oriented content that only has a shelf life of 24 to 48 hours. And this is one of the ways to do that. So I hope you at least think that this project is cool and interesting, whether you want to participate or not. And again, if you do want to participate, please get a hold of me. And all it takes is just kind of reading these books at your leisure. I'm going to go Wealth of Nations, followed by Das Kapital, and finally the Bible. And I may be kind of incorporating the Bible off and on in between there because I travel a lot. So chances are if I'm at a hotel room, I can just grab a Bible. I have no idea which edition to use. If you have any thoughts on that, please let me know. Again, I'm not a religious guy, so I don't really stay up on that stuff. But yeah, I hope you find that an intriguing project. I hope you find that an interesting project connected to media. I hope you'll consider joining us. So that's been Media Bites, and this is Ron Placone signing out.